The Iowa Attorney General's office has launched an investigation into the University of Iowa. This stems from an undercover video which was posted by Fox News on Tuesday.
The video shows what appears to be a university employee discussing how she is defying state law regarding DEI restrictions. KCCI's Kayla James joins us now in studio. Kayla, we're still working to verify the validity of this video.
We very much are. We have not been able to authenticate this video at the time, and the AG's office did not answer our question regarding if it can authenticate the video either. Now, we spent the day reaching out to the Iowa Board of Regents, the university, governor's office, and more. In addition to the AG's office investigating this, the University of Iowa's president says the school is looking into it too.
This is the article with the video posted on Fox News, a video we're choosing to not show because we have not been able to authenticate it. However, the heavily edited video, which appears to show a University of Iowa employee admitting to not following Iowa's DEI restrictions,
this is unacceptable,
was a point of conversation at the Iowa Board of Regents meeting Wednesday. The board's president, Sherry Bates, speaking up.
Following the law is not optional, nor is working around the law.
The law referenced is one Governor Reynolds signed last year that went into effect July 1st of this year. Part of the law bans DEI offices and programs at Iowa's public universities. In the edited video allegedly showing one side of a conversation, the person being recorded says, "We have to redo our website for the Regents to take off diversity, equity, inclusion, anything like that, any like buzzwords. So it's not there, but we're essentially finding ways to operate around it." Another part of the edited 3.5-minute video with a timestamp that jumps from 7:18 to 7:41 in random order shows the person saying, "The content that I'm teaching, I'm still going to say DEI. I say it in my classes." The statements leading some people to believe the university isn't complying with state law.
The University of Iowa takes these allegations very seriously.
On Tuesday evening, Governor Reynolds in a statement said she's, quote, appalled by the remarks made in this video. She sent a complaint to the office of Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird, who noted her office has opened an investigation. In a statement, Bird said in part, "Regent universities must comply with our state laws," and also an executive order signed by President Trump.
It's completely unacceptable. I share the governor's anger and concern.
Iowa Republican Representative Taylor Collins is the chair of the House Higher Education Committee.
For folks that are violating state law, who are working under on the taxpayer's dime, those folks need to be held accountable. Those folks need to be fired.
Collins says this falls on the University of Iowa.
Well, they need to act. They ultimately have to make a clear direction from the top that this is no longer going to be tolerated.
The law is bad. The legislation is bad.
Iowa House Democratic Representative Rob Johnson says the interaction in the edited video did not seem like someone who was trying to skirt around the law.
Even after watching the video, it felt like somebody was really trying their best to stick up for people. DEI isn't about black and white. It's about how we approach each other and how we love on one another.
The University of Iowa didn't directly respond to questions we asked, but did refer us to some remarks made by the university's president at the Board of Regents meeting.
If at any point we find that policies or laws have been violated, we will take the necessary corrective actions without hesitation.
It's important to note we do not know the identity of the person who was recording.
Well, Kayla, what do we know about the status of the person who was featured in this recording?
Well, we know the person is listed on the University of Iowa's website as an employee. I did reach out to the school and ask what the employee's current status is, among other questions. At first, I was referred to the university president's comments made at the Board of Regents meeting. But when speaking with Representative Taylor Collins, he told me the employee has been placed on administrative leave. I reached back out to the school and was told, quote, personnel matters are considered confidential.
Okay, lots to unpack here, of course. As we learn more, we'll continue to pass that along. Kayla, thank you so much.